Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to Quantum Ayurveda, a story or is it science? Thank you for joining us. I know we have people coming from all over the world in all different time zones, and we're so happy to have you here. I'm Maggie Jaqua. I'm the content director of WholeFoods Magazine, and I am honored to be your moderator today. I want to take a moment to thank Greenspace Herbs for hosting this webinar and for helping us all stay up to date on the latest trends and science. So you're all here today because you are interested in how the ancient insights of Ayurveda are being reborn through a lens of cutting-edge physics. During this conversation, we're going to really peel back the layers of Quantum Ayurveda. We're going to reveal where the myth ends and where measurable science begins. I'm joined on our virtual stage today by Shafiulla. He is the founder of Greenspace Herbs, and he is a pioneer of Quantum Ayurveda. And together we're going to explore the origins of how classical Ayurvedic principles intersect with modern quantum theory. We're also going to look at real-world applications that will help you navigate this emerging space, from molecular resonance to targeted nutraceuticals. We're going to look at the evidence versus the anecdotes. We'll really explore what the latest research actually shows and where questions remain, so we know where we stand. You're going to come away not just with bold new ideas, but with actionable insights that are going to help with product innovation, clinical validation, and transparent communication within the nutraceutical space. Our discussion today also includes ample time for you to get your specific questions answered. So please do submit any questions that you have throughout this talk into the Q&A panel. And then if you need any technical assistance during the talk, you can post your comments into our chat, and our team will be there to assist you on the back end. A note that today's presentation will be available to view on demand after the event has concluded. So please let your colleagues know as well. If they weren't able to join us live, they can have access to this content on demand, and we'll send out an email to let you know when that's available. One important disclaimer and reminder for this event is that this is a scientific and technical presentation intended for our business-to-business audience. Information in the presentation will be educational and scientific and for purposes of a business audience only. Nothing said here is intended as medical or nutritional advice for the treatment or prevention of disease. As always, for medical advice, one should consult their personal healthcare practitioner. All right, so now are we ready to discover whether Quantum Ayurveda is grounded in true science, or is it just a compelling narrative? Let's dive in. So Shafi, you can join me on the stage here, and we're going to kick off our conversation.
Thank you, Maggie, for this lovely introduction. Thank you so much.
All right, well, it's great to have you here. I'm excited to dive into this talk. We're going to cover a lot of ground, but before we really dive in, I just want to set some of the basics. So you have a long history in this industry. Many of our viewers already know you, but for those who don't, can you just give a brief overview of your background before we dig into Quantum Ayurveda? I was reading an article actually on your company's website about it taking you 20 years to become an overnight scientist. So if you could just walk us through some of the basics of who you are so people have a context of the talk.
Basically, I'm an engineer who graduated with the subject industrial production concepts. And after my education, I came across the natural products, ingredients, manufacturing concepts. I have spent around 30 years into these ingredients manufacturing, the process, and I'm very well aware of roughly around 70 to 80 different herbal extracts. I know how to manufacture them, how to standardize them, how to bring it more economical way. So this was a passion-driven journey for me. As my education is engineering, and then I landed up with natural products because purely because of the passion and love I have for this nature.
All right. Well, I think you're in good company here with a lot of people who share that passion. For those who aren't as familiar with Ayurveda, can you just give us an overview of some of the basics that we should know as a context for the conversation as we explore where Ayurveda is going in this evolution?
Yeah. See, we have seen the ingredients, whatever we see in the market, they're all standardized ingredients, and some clinical studies they are doing and they're branding those ingredients and they're bringing into the market, right? And there is no specific uh, ingredients where it says, because each company has got different milligrams of dosages which they are bringing to the product, into the market. Like the same ingredient, for example, ashwagandha. One company says it's 150 milligrams, some company says 30 milligram, some company says 80 milligram, and they all have done the clinical studies. What really matters is how these ingredients are really effectively working on biological onto the biological systems. This is the one thought which was bothering me. But what else we can do in this industry? Because everybody is doing me to me products, and nothing is coming new in the market. Like in Ayurveda, you have more than 7,000 medicinal plants. And when we see in the market, we hardly have 15, 20 ingredients that are very popular in the market. But why is that we are not exploring more things? Because nature is so abundant; it has given everything. I want to add here one point is during the ancient times there was no science, there was no medicines. But then how these things were evolved? But nature has given the answer for this in the form of natural ingredients, like plants, like trees, like roots, fruits and vegetables. These are the one which is going to support your health.
Excellent. And yeah, many years of use with these ingredients. But you had kind of an aha moment that led you to bridge that centuries old wisdom with quantum physics. So what was the spark for you that brought those two worlds together?
Yeah, when that's what I was saying. When I see these, all the companies are bringing those ingredients into the market, and everybody were doing me to me products. I was just thinking, like how the ancient people, how the ancient sages or the munis, how they were, interacting with this, and how they were trying to, give the better health, curing them with the plants and things like that. We have seen in Ayurveda, like Charak, what he has written the scripts and things like that in those days. Before that, 3,500 years, a saint called Bharadwaj was given a task, uh, to find remedies for these kinds of ailments into the community. So he went on to medicate, and then he got some incredible knowledge of cosmic energies with it. Those energies are the one which are very proven, very evident now. We in the industry have forgotten to bring those ancient Ayurvedic wisdoms into these energies. These energies are nothing but your quantum physics. Nobody has thought about this. This, is the aha moment for me from last 3, 4 years down the line. We were thinking what exactly, how do we bring wonderful products to the market to support health? Because now preventing health is a very important aspect in these generations for the next generations, because life is very fast and people are suffering. Nobody is living healthy. Everybody is being, on a super fast track. Then how do we protect? How do we support them? This was the sparking moment where we have identified for you to say that we have 25,000 bioactive ingredients. We have a frequency signature ready with us. This is the aha moment for us when we think we want any ingredient we manufacture, we produce in our company will be a quantum energized products.
Can you go a little bit deeper into that, the engineering foundations and the physics concept that make the backbone of that quantum Ayurveda platform?
Yeah, what we are trying, the process, how exactly works on this is about, we normally, we know that the bioactive ingredients have the different kinds of frequencies or the energy frequencies and all. We want to bring those frequencies into these ingredients. By the way, I will tell you another example. Like we are coming up with some formulations. Like how do we formulate these products? this is, we go into individual herb categories and we find their energy frequencies of the individual herbal ingredient. And then we look into the biological activity, like an organ, targeted organ on the body, how these energies are of the particular organs. Because this NASA has already derived the energies of all the organs. It is there available on the data. We have those organs, frequencies and all. These herbal ingredients also have the frequencies. When these frequencies are synchronized together, then you get a better result. That is how you're going to activate your, the cells, you will give a better results and you'll have, the products will be very good.
Can you kind of bring it to life with maybe use one herb or botanical as an example to walk us through that bench to bottle journey, like the starting point until you've got, you've hit on that magic?
We have, we have one product which already, it's a cough and cold product which we have used in this. In this cough and cold product, we have some 5 herbal ingredients. These 5 herbal ingredients have got frequencies of their own. And when we combine all these 5 ingredients, and after that, we did a molecular docking. When the molecular docking is done, we have seen all the 5 herbs are targeting the different receptors of the body. And this is the product. We have already done some studies on this. First 3 days of the human trials, they were feeling much better. And the next 3 days, the phlegm and the watering of the nose has been reduced. Within 7 days, we were able to achieve this goal with the molecular modeling and with the frequencies, what we have infused energies into this. This is a wonderful example what we can give. And similar herbal formulations is what we are working on a different conditions, organ conditions of the body. We have so many down, which is going to come down. In supply side West, we are going to bring all these products and we are going to surprise all of you in the market.
Well, we will be staying tuned to learn more about that for sure. So, it sounds like there's endless possibilities, right? Have you uncovered any novel mechanisms of action, molecular or cellular pathways that classical Ayurveda perhaps never anticipated now that you're looking at it through this more advanced science lens?
Classical Ayurveda is about lehas. It's about, as per the scripts, whatever the formulas they have derived, they are going to, bring those products together. But that is not the actual product, because when the old people were doing all these products, they were, narrating the slogans also, the slokas onto that. Even the words has got energies, right? They were doing in that. And I would like to see, now people might think that, energies, where is the energy? We cannot see this energy. How is this energy is going to entrap, infused in them? We are working on some of the technologies called as co-crystals. Like, for example, when you take a powder sugar, the energy levels are different. When you make it in the cube forms, the energies are different. The same sugar has got 2 difference because of the physical structure. So we are working on these kinds of co-crystals as well to infuse the energies. And we have a lab where it is called as we are going to energize in this. It is called acoustic lab. We are going to build ourselves, and we have tied up with some clinical institutions where we can do these trials, and we are succeeding in some of the trials, and which is very interesting. And we are going to bring the evidences as well, with all the proofs, the photograph, the certificates, everything, to make it science validated for everyone, whoever is buying this QI product.
Yeah, excellent. We're going to get into the science a little bit later. I also want to talk about, you've stated that the quantum guided dosing can achieve equivalent or better outcomes at lower concentration. So can you talk a little bit about examples of that and benefits of that?
Yeah, as I told you, each companies have got different the dosage formations. Like somebody says 100 milligrams, somebody says 180 milligram, but they all say that it's working on the biological, the part of the body. But is this really optimized? If not optimized, then where is the ecosystem? Where is the cost effectiveness? How is that we are going to consume less raw materials? How is that we are going to balance the entire ecosystem? You see, anything which you take, which is excess to your body, it doesn't go well with you. Everything gets excreted out. And why do you want to waste the valuable things which you take every day? That is the one which I want to highlight. And in Quantum Ayurveda concept, what we want to precisely give the dosage required for that particular benefits of the health. We are going to precise. We are not going to give them 200 milligrams, 300. No. We don't want to do that. We are very precise with the dosage formation. This will reduce the entire supply chain, right from manufacturing, from the growing of all these raw materials, and unnecessary burdening the consumers to buy the excess product with a higher price. Why do we want to do that? We have to balance everything.
Yeah, excellent. I know there was a recent episode of the India American Boardroom series, which is available on WholeFoodsMagazine.com. And you were talking with Industry Transparency Center's Len Monheit. And you talked about this, and you called it a painful journey that you went through in the botanical space because some of the issues you encountered in this waste. So if you could dive into that a little bit more now, stability, sustainability.
Yeah, it is fantastic. See, when we manufacture all these the herbal extracts, when we take away all these active ingredients, we are left with the high quantities of biomass. This is being taken from the nature, right? It's been grown and we are taken from the nature. A lot of companies, what they do is they convert this into briquettes and they burn it in the boilers for converting to steam. And are we really caring about the nature, about the earth, about the environment? What is that we are going to give it back to the nature, to the earth? What is that we are doing? So what we did is all the waste biomass, we converted into fertilizer, a compost by adding some minerals. And we are giving it back to the farmers for cultivation. We are not using any harmful pesticides or urea or any chemicals to grow. This is a natural organic fertilizers we are getting. And it is so much satisfaction when you take something from the earth and you're giving it back to them. That is the justice what you're doing for your life. It is not just throwing away everything.
Yeah, excellent. Let's talk a little bit. You mentioned the cold and cough. Can you talk a little bit about how quantum modeling helps you optimize or identify synergistic interactions between botanicals?
Yeah, the polyherbs blend, whatever we have, we make sure that all the ingredients work together as a synergic effect. See, most of the times when the formulas doesn't work, that is only because the ingredients are not going along well with each other. There's some chaos happening inside them. They're not targeting the same biological function, biological target. They're not working on the same. They're working on different paths. That doesn't work well. That is how this modeling is very important, that we exactly find the herbs synchronization to find out how the accumulative results, the frequencies we are going to induce and give it to the product.
All right, you touched on the science, so I want to get into that a little bit more as well. The clinical validation, where does it stand with preclinical or clinical data? What are you gathering to validate that these quantum formulations work faster and, as you were saying, more safely as well?
Yeah, what we do is we do both in vitro and in vivo studies as well, and to find out how these are working on a molecular level, on the cell level, and then we do a human trials as well to find out how their energies are there when they consume these Quantum Ayurveda products, and how are they, the mobility, how is their mobility, benefiting them, how is the healing process happening. because this is not a drug, but ultimately when there is a down energies in your body, when you take this quantum Ayurveda, the ingredients, you will feel the whole difference happening. And we do all these studies, like toxicology studies. We do a human clinical studies to find out exactly how a quantum Ayurveda ingredients are better than the other. We will produce all the scientific data and evidences before launching these products.
Excellent. I want to switch gears a little bit into regulatory, but before we do that, I just want to let people know, throw your questions into the Q&A, join the conversation with us. We want to hear what your thoughts are on quantum Ayurveda and what questions you have. Okay, so navigating the quantum science and traditional herbal regulations. So you've got these two worlds that you're bringing together. It sounds like it could be complex. How are you ensuring compliance and reproducibility at scale for companies who are interested in this?
We are not bringing any innovation into the market. Mm-hmm. We are just bringing the concept what people have lost in the past. The regulatory compliances are same, like we follow the FDA rules and regulations. We follow the GMP standards manufacturing processes, and we are aligned with the natural agricultural practices in the US, the natural dietary products. Everything is, the only difference is what we are going to bring in is we are going to measure the frequencies of the ingredients what we have used, and we are going to show in the certificate of analysis, which not other companies have been done till so far. Everybody has done with the microbiology results, with heavy metals testing results, and then pesticide results. But above and all, we do a quantum analysis report as well. We give them, and this is we want to present ourselves. If anybody wants to, review our certificates, analyzing our methods or process, they're welcome. I will show them how it has to be done.
Excellent. All right. So speaking of working with others, you also mentioned that you're working with some institutions on the research side. Can you get into that a little bit? How you're working with labs, with Ayurvedic practitioners, and with industry partners to accelerate this concept and acceptance and of this, and just advance the discovery further?
It was aha moment for everybody the moment I said quantum Ayurveda, because the word quantum is a sign, is a physics, and the Ayurveda is a wisdom, ancient wisdom. How these both are getting well. We are working with some of the universities in the US who are very strong in Ayurveda, and we have already signed NDA with them. I will not take the name of the university, but it's the next part that. And we are working with some universities in India as well, Ayurvedic hospitals and universities. And we are working with government, with ICE departments as well. And we are working with some of the labs like, Eurofins, and then some ITCs, Indian Chemical Technology Institutes, where we are bringing a collaboration with the scientists who are supporting us in standardizing the procedure. How do we quantumize all these energies? Because everybody now, they want evidences and proofs based on science. That is what we are trying to bring. It is not a story. It is the reality what we are doing. And this is not a Greenspace product. We want to bring this concept to all the companies in the world to follow these and bring a value for human beings to for preventive maintenance, for preventive health.
Excellent. So definitely sounds like there's some big things to come, and we will stay tuned for that and keep our readers informed as well. And you mentioned when you said the word quantum, and people were like, "What?" And I had the same, like quantum Ayurveda. I was like, "That sounds really cool." It's a great word, and there's definitely a lot of buzz around quantum and wellness. So how do you distinguish genuine scientific advances from the marketing spin, or from the hype or the hope, for something great that maybe is a misguided hope, but you've got the science. So can you talk about kind of how you distinguish and communicating this message?
We publish all the data, whatever we we are going through, and we will make all our studies available for the peers who want to review our things. And we want to make sure that anything which doesn't align with quantum Ayurveda, we will not bring into the market. We will make sure that whatever we do, we make everybody know what we are doing and how the things we are following by with this quantum Ayurveda concept.
And so you're already getting some feedback, I'm sure. How do you expect the market to accept or to understand quantum Ayurveda in the supplement ingredient space in their supplement mix?
This is a very interesting question. When we were young, our parents used to tell us, our friends, our relatives used to tell us, you have this, you'll become all right. You have this medicine, you have this supplement, you'll become all right. But blindly we used to believe. But now the era is changed. There are Gen Z, there are millennials. They want to understand deep into the product and make sure that whatever they buy, they take, they consume, it should be scientifically backed, evidences. When you suggest your children to have this, they will ask why I should have this. But in our age, we never used to ask this. For the Gen Z and millennials, what we are doing is we are trying to educate them. And you know what? In our website, I would request everybody to log into my website and look around on the resonance file. There we have n number of articles written there. This is for the consumers to understand what is this quantum Ayurveda concept is all about.
Yeah.
And once this is done, I don't think no millennials or Gen Z will go away from this quantum Ayurveda products.
I wanted to ask you about that, how you see the end consumer, which you were just discussing, because I was on your website and I read some of these articles, and they deliver science in such a fun way. And I copied this. Low-key pulsed electromagnetic fields tune up how molecules move. Think of it like giving your supplement a little electric skateboard. So
yeah.
There were so many articles that had just kind of putting it into perspective like that for what seems to me a younger demo. So you do see it connecting with the Gen Z, the millennials on the younger side. Who do you see as the end consumer?
Yeah, because since we are bringing the ingredients into the market, but this is not going directly into the product formulations. We will work with CMOs, and the CMOs, we don't want CMOs to educate the consumers, because we as a quantum Ayurveda, we want to make a big difference in the market. We want to, it is not only for Gen Z or millennials. See, my whole idea is about, supporting health for the entire humanity. Life is very short. We want to live happy and healthy. We don't want to suffer and live our life like this. What is that we are doing for the world? What is that we are bringing, and how do we support the humanity? That is what is more satisfying for me, rather than making money here.
Excellent. So let's talk your vision for the future. Looking ahead 5 years or 10 years down the road, how do you see quantum Ayurveda reshaping nutraceutical innovation and integrative medicine?
I don't want to compete with anybody in this world. See, what I want to bring the awareness is the quantum Ayurveda concepts can be applied in every part of the product development. The companies who are already there, they can join with us, or we can share the technologies with them. We can align and make a quantum Ayurveda products. The dream is I want to make sure that quantum Ayurveda products is there in every house in America, in India, and other parts of the world. If quantum Ayurveda is there, they will have good life. This is what I want to say.
Excellent. Another thing you were talking about in that boardroom series with Len was he asked you, and I think for people who didn't see that, I'd love to just kind of get this point across. He asked you if this is an evolution of Ayurveda or something different. So for people who didn't see that, I'd love to get your insights on that.
Yeah, it's evolution. Why I say is because see, we are disrupting the market here. We want to bring the concept of quantum Ayurveda. Um, we are aligning with the cosmic energies, right? We want to bring these energies, entrapped, infused into these lattice of all the product formulations what we do, and this I want to continue for the next generations as well.
Excellent. You also, I know your company is using AI to fuel advances. Can you discuss that side of it?
Yeah, absolutely. This We are working closely with a company. I don't want to take the name here with the AI. The concept behind this was to speed up our work because any concept we come up with, it takes a lot of time, energy, and pros and cons, and then studying the process, and then we are getting back. And with the AI, what we can find is we will have the ready formulas available with the plants, synergetic effect. This reduces a lot of your time, and once this is done, we can fine tune this. If we can fine tune this, the span for bringing up the product will be very short. That means in the trials, if suppose you have to do it takes 1 year, 1.5 year, 2 years to develop a product, because we see that we have seen that during the COVID times when the disease came, nobody were aware what is happening, and for the vaccine to come, we need sufficient trials to happen. But that trial did not happen. It was a need at an hour. We did that. But in AI, we get the precise time, we can save a lot of time. And from there, we can put all these products into the clinical studies, into the in vivo vitro studies. The span for bringing the product into the market will be very short. That is the way, that is why the AI comes into the play, that, it fast tracks your process. It helps you. It helps you to synchronize the ideas, the formulations, and all. Wonderful.
Yeah, excellent. Exciting things to come there about how we can really be innovating at a faster pace. I wanted to ask you a question that's a little off topic, but still on topic. So around this time of year at Whole Foods Magazine, we always ask experts about 2026 trends. So looking ahead in the botanical space, in the Ayurvedic space, what do you see gaining traction in the coming months, in addition to this greater understanding and awareness of quantum Ayurveda?
Uh, you want me to say what are the other ingredients we are going to bring in 2026?
Yeah. What do you see as things that, we have retailers in attendance, we have brands. What should be on our radar?
Yeah. Our focus is getting all these ingredients. So we will be bringing into the market two different ingredients. One is quantum Ayurveda ingredients, and the other one is polyblends. Polyblends are the blends which is going to work on particular organs, like suppose, for example, for women wellness, for example, for joint pain, for anxiety, for sleep disorders. Like this, we have different segments where we are bringing all these products. These products we want to, give it to the CMOs, as I told you, the CROs and things like that. They will take up this product and they put into the market.
Excellent. All right. So we've covered a lot of ground. I want to invite people as well. Ask us your questions. I do want to ask, I do know we have some retailers here. Thank you to the retailers for joining us. We love to see you and know that you're staying really on top of what the latest and greatest is.
I forgot one thing to make here, because the Ayurvedic concepts work on three principles like Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. We are going to bring some interesting thing in supply side West. We are collaborating with an electronic the company where we are going to bring some wearable, and we would like all the audiences to visit our booth in the supply side West to check their Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. With that, the energy levels, we are going to tell you which herbal formulations or the products or the quantum Ayurveda ingredients you have to consume to make you feel better.
Oh, I love that. And I'm pretty sure you guys are 729. So everybody at supply side, see Greenspace. I will definitely be coming by for that. Is that something that, I was talking about the retail. Is that something that will be available on your website too, maybe for people to come in and do that?
Yeah, yeah. Not now because that is going to be launched in supply side West. Then what we will do the next step is if that variable is available, once the product is given to the CMOs, we will try to educate the consumers and we'll make it available in most of the shops where they can go and buy it. We'll make it affordable as well.
I love that. I love that. That's going to really be great for engagement. And as the other point I was going to make, yeah, for people who are more consumer facing, you mentioned some of the references on your website, and you really do have some great overviews that give you the science. You get the science, but it is in a kind of a consumer friendly, broken down in an easy way to understand. So I definitely encourage everyone to check out your website, which, yeah, I was surprised at how much fun I was having on your website because, like it's technical, but then I was like, this stuff is cool. So definitely everybody check that out. All right. So any key points you really want to drive home? I know we're getting closer to the end, but we have a little more time left. So any points you want to drive home or any questions that I didn't ask that you're like, this is what people should know?
I would like to tell one thing here. The products what Quantum Ayurveda is bringing to the market is only to support health. We don't have any idea behind this to become number one company in the global market or whether we want to compete. We just want to give good health with nutraceutical supplements. In the recent TV program in NDTV Profit, which is a national TV channel in India, which I was a panel member there, I told them without nutraceuticals there is no life in the future. Because after diseases, we are trying to cure the diseases. When you're hit very badly with cancers, with all the uncurable diseases, why do you go to that extent? Why don't you start prevent? See, every machineries, every part of the car, we have a protocol to do a preventive maintenance. Are we doing it for our health? Body is also a machine for us. Are we really taking care of our body? We are not. We are just driving it. We don't know how we are driving. But for them to support nutraceutical, Quantum Ayurveda, nutraceutical products is the one which is going to support them and make them feel really very happy and comfortable.
Excellent. We do have some questions coming in too, or kind of along the same line. Somebody was asking about how this can complement an existing line. For example, if someone already has an ashwagandha, how can they bring this in to complement what they already have?
It is the same ashwagandha with the active principles like called withanolides is the alkaloids which is working. Everybody is working on that. But with that ashwagandha withanolides, we are trying to infuse the energies. We are trying to increase the resonance value of that ingredient. That resonance value is definitely going to help into your body by consuming not to the very larger extent, but with a minimal dose. That is what we are working on that.
Excellent. All right. Well, I think if anybody has any more cues, please put your questions in and we'll get to them before we finally wrap. But I know we've got some great things to look forward to. One of them is that in September, you are going to be joining the Naturally Informed Conference series, or your company is going to be joining, and we're going to take a deeper dive into the science. So for people who want to get more into the nitty gritty of the science and what it's really showing and how it's working, join us, yes. Naturallyinformed.net. You can register for that now, and that is taking place in September. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And as I noted, supply side coming up, you guys are both 729. Definitely want to check out that dosha test and see what you guys have going on there. And Whole Foods will be there as well. We're at booth 5042. We would love to see everybody as well. So on that note, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Stay healthy, stay happy. That's all. Thank you so much.
That is a great note to leave it on, I would say. And we've learned a lot today. It's been a great exploration, just new and exciting things happening, and we love to see the innovation. So thank you for thinking about how we can continue to evolve, can continue to elevate, and all in support of good health for people on the planet. I
That's right.
love the journey that you're on and the way you're thinking. So thank you so much for keeping us all informed today.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day.